Okay, so good afternoon again. I am the chocolate and God is the thunder. Because of that, I'll never go under. All right, y'all. So, what am I going to talk about right now? You know something? I'm going to talk about something called low self esteem. Okay, you know what? Jesus said, "He whom the Son set free is free indeed." And me, myself, I was bound by low self esteem for so many years for different reasons. But I thank God He delivered me from it many years ago. And let me tell y'all something about low self esteem. When a person has low self esteem, they will draw to them people who mean them no good. When a person has low self esteem, they will draw to them people who do not value them. They will draw to them people who want to just use them. They will draw people to them who just don't care about them at all. But you see, low self esteem can allow a person to have this type of facade going on. Low self-esteem can make a person think that somebody who don't care about them, the littlest kind thing that person does, the person with low self-esteem think, "Oh my God, they're just so great, so this and that." Let me tell you something. If you know you have low self-esteem, don't be embarrassed. This ain't to put you to shame or nothing. Listen, we cannot be mentally or spiritually free from the things that we are ashamed of. Okay, so stop being ashamed of it. Instead of being ashamed of having low self esteem, it's time to get rid of it. Once I allowed the Lord to really let me know who I was as a woman of God and as His daughter, it changed my whole perspective on the inside. You see, the great Maya Angelou said a true thing, and may she rest in peace. When we don't know better, you know, how she said it. I don't want to mess up her quote, so you know what? I need to get the whole quote because I don't want to say a half quote of the great Maya Angelou. But I know it went to something to the effect, when you know better, you do better. But there's more to that quote. The bottom line is we do what we know. We do what we know. And you see, sometimes, let me say for myself, when I had low self-esteem, you know something? I didn't even realize I had low self-esteem. It didn't really even start clicking until I got way older in my age. Then it started clicking like, you have low self-esteem. That's why you keep attracting people to you. And guess what? When people know a person have low self-esteem, they will treat them like a flunky. Why will they treat them like a flunky? Because they know the person have low self-esteem. So people play on that. Oh, yes, they do. Some people, oh, yes, they do too. Yes, they do. It's like this. Low self-esteem is a blessing blocker. Low self-esteem, it is such a lie. There's so many lies up in low self-esteem, but the root of low self-esteem also, it comes from fear. It comes from things maybe people have spoken to a person's life as a child. You know, it just comes from so many different things. But let me tell you something. Low self-esteem is like a magnet. It is like a magnet, so it attracts a lot of negativity. And at the time when I had low self-esteem, mine attracted a lot of negativity because it was the way that I allowed people to treat me, well, people who didn't treat me right. The way that I allowed them to treat me, that was a reflection of myself. That was a reflection of how I felt about me inside. So when I would meet those type of people and they would treat me that way, now that I look at it, they was just treating me how I treated me. You get what I'm saying? So If you know you have low self-esteem, let me tell you something. If you want to be free from low self-esteem, you can be mentally and spiritually free from that mess if you want to. If you want to. I'm not trying to, I don't want to make it seem like I'm judging anyone, but sometimes some people don't want to get free of something that's holding them down because they're so used to being down. So it's like, that's just their life. That's how they, you know what I'm saying? That's just their life. And it's not until you want to be free from whatever type of bondage that ain't no good. It's like you gotta want to be free. The mothers in the church used to say, "It's yours for the asking. It's yours for the asking." So I say, anyone who has low self-esteem, let me tell you something. And I'm gonna tell you how to know if you have low self-esteem. How do you allow people to treat you? You let people treat you like garbage, you have low self-esteem. You feel like you can't speak up for yourself. That's a reflection of low self-esteem too, believe it or not. And even when you get free from low self-esteem, it's, you know what I'm saying, especially if you had it a long time like I did, there's still, you know what I'm saying, sometimes there's still residue from that stuff. Sometimes there is, and it's like you got to catch it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so now is the time to get rid and get that low self-esteem, get rid of that mess, get rid of it, and don't pick it back up no more. Don't pick it up no more. Low self-esteem will rob you of so many things. It makes you feel like you don't deserve any better. It makes you feel like everybody's supposed to be blessed except you. And that's just a lie. All of that stuff is a lie. All of that stuff is a lie. I'm telling you. And low self-esteem, like what's in your psyche? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what seeds did people plant in you when you were a child? Because a lot of times that's where it comes from. What were the seeds? What were the seeds that were planted in your childhood that made you have low self-esteem? Sometimes it's abandonment. Sometimes it's, maybe a parent didn't say they love you enough. It just comes from different things. It really, really does. But something, it's not good enough just to know better. The importance is also doing better. Like they said on G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. You know what the other half is? Doing and changing and turning things around. All right, so get that low self-esteem about your life. Take it one day at a time. Write in your journal. You know what I'm saying? There are ways that you don't have to be bound by low self-esteem no more. Pray about it. That's right, pray about it. Because God don't want us going around having low self-esteem. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. And I'm speaking the truth, the TRUTH, the truth. So make it up in your own mind, in your own heart that, you know what, if this is you and you have low self-esteem, say, you know what, I'm not going to have low self-esteem no more. No more low self-esteem for me. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Bye now.